Yearbook came out, and I'm so excited because I can finally do the one thing I've always wanted to do, a teacher tier list. Teacher tier list, everybody. Are you ready? I am. I'd like to thank Ethan McIntosh for giving this idea to me. Thank you, Ethan. Very cool. So, let's just let's just jump right into it. Now, here we have all these teachers right here. Boom. Teachers and staff members, but mostly teachers. So, why don't we just start it off? First of all, let's go Miss Joseph. Now, here, Miss Joseph. She's kind of hype, I'm not gonna lie. I go to her ASB every day, and she's cool because my friends are there and she lets me get passes to go to stuff. She's actually not my assigned ASB teacher, but I go there all the time, every day, and I want to thank her so much for putting up with me a lot. So because of that, and she's actually pretty cool, I'm gonna give her a B tier. You know, start it off good with a B tier. Now, I just already wanted now since I started this video, I've always wanted to jump right into something and just get this over with. That's right, everybody. Kirk won the 2019 dedicated yearbook thing. And thank you, Kirk, for everything. You actually deserve it. You're a pretty chill dude. You get S tier. Moving on. Now we have Mr. Brinkman. He was my freshman teacher for social studies, and he was also my coach for 8th grade basketball. So, you know, Coach Brinkman was a character. We'd have our goods and bads. But he also, freshman year, he got had to have surgery because I forgot what was wrong, but he had surgery. And he was gone for a lot of the year. And also, have you seen him in shorts? Like, his legs are like this big, like going that way. But you know, Mr. Brinkman, he was a little bit, I didn't like him too much, but he was cool most of the time. So, you know, I'll give him a C tier. C tier, yeah, C for Christopher Brinkman. I think that's his name. Next, Mr. Brackett. Big boy Brackett. Now, Mr. Brackett's actually really cool. I actually like him a lot for an athletic director. He's fair in many ways, and he's a very nice guy. Last year, for tennis, he played me in a tennis game. I called that masterpiece Brackett with a racket. I'll give Mr. Brackett B tier. B for Brackett. Next is Sean, or Mr. Manier. Sean's a pretty chill dude. You know, I'm taking full-time culinary class next year, and he's a very nice guy. He's a very great teacher, and he makes delicious food. I'm excited to join Full Tech next year. I'm going to give Sean a B tier. Next, we have this guy. Now, here's the thing. He's my ASB teacher. I go to him. I don't know him that much, but he seems like a nice guy, but I don't know him, so I'm going to give him a C tier. C tier, C tier, C tier. And he won most likely to spill his coffee, so cool. Now, let's get this one over with. You know, it's Mr. Conlog. Yeah, big deal. He's my tennis coach. He's a gym teacher. And, yeah, he's not a really good guy. I'm going to give him an F tier. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No way. No way. No way. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it.
This is Channels Television's breaking news.
Hello, I am Miguelto, Honda Civic, Bugatti, Monte Carlo, Focus, and we have breaking news. It's been a while since we've done a last Mount Blue News thing, so we've had a little bit of a setback, but we have a breaking news incoming. Scooter Mafia 09, the prequel of the saga of Scooter Mafia, made by Mr. Conlog and his brother Griffin Conlog, is coming out. Michael Ferrari is casting the main villain in Scooter Mafia 09. It's supposed to be a prequel to the whole Scooter Mafia saga. 09 meaning 2009, and is coming out very soon, and that is the breaking news. So, thank you for joining us on this brief breaking news, and continue what you are watching. So that means Mr. Conlog casted me to do the new Scooter Mafia movie. So, you're going to S tier. Okay, let's move on. Miss Arnold's. I know I had her as a math teacher for freshman year for Algebra 1, and I actually respect her so much as a teacher. A lot of people say that they don't like her. I'm not going to give any names out. When I was falling behind a lot because I switched from one class to CPI to CP with her, I was way down there, and she helped me all year. And I still went to summer school, but she got me where I had to be. Take time off of like after school and before school. I went, and she helped me one-on-one. It was so amazing, and I want to thank her for that. And she's a really good teacher. I think she does a lot of. I think what she's right about teaching, and she has a daughter and everything, and she's juggling that. Yay math! Yay math! You get yourself an A tier. Now Miss Audie here. Miss Audie's type of character. I've had her for 3 years in a row for English. I had her 7th, 8th, and freshman year. 3 years. You know, she's actually. I mean, she sometimes would get off track a lot. I mean, I had her for 3 years. I knew what she was like. I mean, she was an okay teacher. It wasn't like I hated going to her class. She was fun. And if you guys didn't know, it was me who made that meme saying, "Wow, just got my essay back." That was me. The story is I posted it on Reddit thinking it wouldn't get, like, many upvotes. The story is, I was freshman year. We were in Miss Davis's for Learning Lab. And it was my friend's laptop, and it was her grading something, writing notes, and one of her notes said, "Wow, this is terrible." And me and my friend were like, "What? A terrible way women were placed back then, blah blah blah." And we're like, "Oh." So what I did is I take it out of context, just taking the picture of, "Wow, this is terrible," and I posted it on Reddit. I scribbled out her name. A year later, I posted on Reddit. I scribble out her name because I don't give away her identity or something, and I didn't expect it to hit like 39,000 upvotes. So when it went to Reddit, it went viral, went on the front page. I'm a part of the Eternity Club. Let me just pull that up real quick. I haven't been on Reddit in a long time. Yeah, I went on the Eternity Club, and it says I'm joined right here. I'm not gonna leave because I'm very glad. The Eternity Club is, you get joined into the Eternity Club once your post makes it on the front page of Reddit. And that post of Miss Audie went on the front page, so I got joined to that club. And my God, it went on meme pages on Instagram, and Mount Blue found out. Goof.goober, I don't know where he's been on Instagram lately, but he, like over a million followers on Instagram, posted that meme. And a lot of people in Mount Blue followed that meme page and saw who it was. And it went to the teachers, and they asked people about it. And it went back to Miss Audie. And sources tell me that Miss Audie wasn't, like, mad about it. She knew that it was out of context, so she wasn't mad about it. So I thought that was really funny, and it was my bad. It was stupid of me to do that. But, you know, overall, she's a good teacher, so I gave her C tier. I had her for 3 years, okay? I'm a little bit sick and tired of the same thing. But she was good, and I'm sorry for doing that whole meme thing. I didn't expect to go that far. That was stupid of me. Next up, we have Miss Chesney. Miss Chesney is the guidance counselor for last names A through F to switch schedules and stuff. She's actually a really nice person. Since I'm, like, partially homeschooled, her and her mom would have one-on-one conversations, and she was very useful, and we are thankful. I give her a B tier. And I love her yearbook photo of, like, the throwback. She looks like an 80s, like, movie character, like the one from UHF. Next, we have Mr. Dalrymple. Coach D! Yeah, Mr. Dalrymple, or Coach Dalrymple as I call him. We call him Coach D. We yell down the hallway to the top of our lungs, us on the football team. He's actually a really good teacher. He was a very good coach. And I'm too bad he's not coaching next year. But for his coaching abilities, I would give him a B tier. Michael, a lot of coaches are on B tier. Next, we have Madame Khalde. I had her for French class freshman year. She was a little cuckoo, I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, she yelled so much, but it was also my class, because my class was annoying and loud and wouldn't do the work and were misbehaving a lot of the times. I could see why she's, like, in a bad mood most of the time. But she's a really nice person, and she's funny. Because I didn't continue French is not because of her, because I don't think I'd ever use French, but I know I have to have another year of foreign language. But she was a really nice teacher, a very nice person. The reason I quit or I dropped out of French is nothing against Madame Calder. She's a great teacher, and she's not teaching next year, which I'm actually really sad about. So, Madame Calder, I give you a B tier. Now, Miss Woodsum. I'm just gonna say here, I did not like Miss Woodsum's teaching. I found her teaching to be lazy. I just didn't like it. We just watched videos, and it was the videos of her doing it, and we try to follow that and do the rest of it on paper, which I did not like at all. I thought it was very lazy in a way, and it seems like math and a lot of science and a lot of public school is just based on a book, and the teachers just teach it from the book. Miss Woodsum was a very lazy teacher, and that's why I went from CPI to CP to Miss Arnold's, who had a very different teaching style, which was very fun. But I'm sorry, Miss Woodsum, I'm gonna give you an E tier. Next! Then we have Mr. Cullenberg. Mr. Cullenberg's the health teacher. I had him for a semester in freshman year. We had our differences. Me and him would argue a lot. There was one thing where he sent me out in the hall and Mr. Smith went to get me. That was the one time I ever really got in trouble freshman year. But he wasn't the brightest star in the galaxy. He knows my family. His favorite band is Three Finger Death Punch. But he was overall he was actually a really nice guy. But we had a bit of our differences. I give him a C tier. C for Cullenberg. Next, Mr. Averill. He's a very, very, very cool guy. He was also my coach for football. I did 2 days of lacrosse. I quit 2 days of lacrosse, went to tennis. Best decision I've made so far. Nothing against Mr. Averill. He's actually a really good football coach. I'm glad. Oh my god. I'm sad he's not coaching next year. He guided me through a lot of things. And I just want to say thank you for coaching, and I don't know what he's going to do in the future. He has 2 kids, very adorable. I give him an A tier, okay? The computer tech guy. Eagles fan, but it's alright. Me and him had a huge conversation about the Eagles and the Patriots and the Super Bowl. He's actually a really cool dude. He fixes a lot of computers and stuff. I like him, but I don't know him, so he's a C tier. Next is Miss Chernesky. Now, Miss Chernesky is the art teacher. A lot of people like her. I like her, but I just don't like art. And she loves art, it's her passion. She teaches art. I just don't like art. I don't like art class. I know it's an easy A most of the time, and I have a good grade in her class. I just don't like art. But she's actually a very nice person. I'll give her a lot of sass because I just don't like art. Nothing against her. She's a nice person. I'll give her a C tier. C for Chernesky. Mr. Hodum. Now, Mr. Hodum. A lot of people do not like him. But I actually like him. Now, don't call me a suck-up because oh, you're kissing the teacher's butt, blah, blah. I actually like Mr. Hodum as a person. I think some of his teaching's a little weird, a little funky. I don't like his teaching. Or no, not his teaching, his grading. Some of his grading is weird and funky. I don't really like his grading style. But it's his grading style. I just don't like it. He's a very strict teacher. He doesn't yell or scream. He's a very strict teacher. He pushes you to your best ability, which I like about a teacher. And if he doesn't know an answer, he doesn't pretend like he knows. He says, I don't know. I'll look it up. And he does. And he's not like a fake teacher. I actually like Mr. Hodum as a person. He helps me through a lot of things. And I know that he knows that he's hated. And he doesn't really care, which is good. He has thick skin. And he doesn't like to sugarcoat things. And he doesn't want his students to sugarcoat things because he won't get offended. He's actually a good teacher. I give him a B. I'm not kissing his butt or anything. I actually think he's a good teacher. I just don't like his grading. Now, Doc Millette, I had her for Earth Science for a whole year, which was riveting. I just didn't like Doc Millette. I didn't really like Doc Millette that much. It's just I don't hate her. I don't hate her at all. I just didn't really like her. Me and her had a lot of differences, and it was just at a point where I just didn't want to continue with Earth Science. D tier. Mrs. Brand! Now we have Miss Brand. She is the secretary at her school. She lets people in when you're late. She just pushes a button and it unlocks the door. She's actually a really nice person. I don't know her. I go to her a lot because I'm late and I'll just ask a lot of questions. She's a very nice person. Don't know her, but she's C tier. No, B tier. I'll give her B because she's nice. I don't know her. Next we have Miss Davis. Now, Miss Davis is pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of hype. She's a really nice teacher. She's really funny and she's cool. And I love European experience. It's my favorite class so far. It's so hands-on, and she's actually a really good teacher. You know what? S tier. Next, Miss Brady. I didn't have Miss Brady. I went to her ASB sometimes, and I know her because I've talked to her and stuff. She's a really nice person and can take some jokes, so I'm gonna give her a B tier. Now, Tabata was painful. I hated Tabata. It got me in good shape. I just hated Tabata. I sweat too much. I sweat. Miss Sear, she's kind of a strict teacher. There are some times we would argue so much, me and her. I don't hate her. I don't hate her at all. She's mostly nice. It's just sometimes I get really mad because I didn't like Tabata and I didn't like the gym class I was taking. But, you know, she helped me get through it. Give her a C tier. Hey, we have some bonus people. Now. And then there's Miss V. I couldn't find anything on Facebook. I stalked these people on Facebook to get a picture of them. Miss V, you're S tier. You're cool. You're like Miss Davis. Good luck with your teaching. Mr. Cloutier. Now, Mr. Cloutier. He filled in a lot for Hodum, like almost half the year for practicum. He was actually a really good teacher. You know, he's young. He has a few things to work on, but he was actually very good for a practicum. He has a lot of. I felt like there were some times I went through phases with him where I felt like I hated him, and I had no reason to hate him. I was so mad at science. I love science. I just hate learning it. It makes sense, right? But I don't know. I like Mr. Cloutier. He graduated. Good luck with everything, Mr. Cloutier. You're a C tier. The God! Mr. House. Mr. House was literally Jesus. Jesus in perfect form, if anything. He talked like this. Please look at you. Yes. Yes. All serious though, Mr. House was an odd dude. He was funny, wicked dorky. He was the meme lord, okay? He was the best. He was the best practicum. No, wait. He was one of the best practicums ever. He was funny to have. For the fill-in for Mr. Brinkman, he was the god, Mr. House. You get S tier. And there's Mr. McCullough I had for Mr. Brinkman last year for a practicum. Mr. McCullough, you get an A tier. So Mr. McCullough, if you don't remember who we had, Mr. House and Mr. McCullough was freshman year at Brinkman's. I don't know if a lot of people had him, but it was so much fun having Mr. McCullough and Mr. House. Mr. McCullough jokingly knew that we loved Mr. House more, but he was like, they were both fun to have, and Mr. McCullough was wicked cool. He filled in when Brinkman was out for surgery for a long time, and he did it very well teaching. So you're an A tier, Mr. McCullough. And that is it for the teacher tier list. Again, thank you, Ethan McIntosh, for giving me this idea for the video. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time.